It is 7 p.m. on a Sunday night. And you know what that means? That means it's time for BayLink Sports. BayLink Sports coming to you live from beautiful Safety Harbor, Florida. As you can see behind me, we are outside again. The weather is just too fantastic to be inside. We all want to be outside when we're in Florida, anyways. And now is the perfect time because the heat is not here yet, but it's coming soon. 81 degrees currently as the sun goes down. So, Thunderstrikers on Thursday nights, Tuesday nights, and I don't know, several nights a week. But here we have BayLink Sports. BayLink Sports deals with all your Lightning, Rays, Bucks, Rowdies, all of them, and plus many, many others all throughout the world. If you'd like to give us a call, call us at 727 474 8786. 727 474 8786. And here we go. We're going to talk about the Lightning a little bit. Good gracious. We should be having special guests tonight, the same ones we had last week. Keeping a good eye on us will be Roddy Ron Pisco and our resident know everything about Bucks and the draft, Bob the wonderful McCauley. All right, folks. This is the moment I've been stretching this out just for this reason. I really don't want to talk about the Lightning right now. Not real pleased with the Lightning, but it is what it is, I guess. All right, our Bolts, we won today. I'll give them that. They won 2-1 in a very close and disappointing game over the Detroit Red Wings, one of the worst teams in the league. And what happens? We barely win that one. So disappointing all the way around. And, well, the game before that, we lost in a 7 shootout. Folks, if you don't know what a 7 shootout is, once you finish regulation and you go to overtime, it's 3-on-3. After overtime, it goes to a shootout, the best of 3. And if those tie, it continues on and continues on until someone scores and the other one doesn't. And that's what we had after 7 shootouts. Well, 7 total of the shootouts. We lost. What's new? Detroit Red Wings, we are 2-4 with them. It is really sad to see that we again play to the level of the team we are up against. And I'm really starting to wonder if that's going to happen all throughout the playoffs. McElhaney is the same thing I said last week. He's not worth the hill of beans that's on the ice out there. I'm sorry, Mac. It's time to go. You've done a horrible job recently. You've done a great job all the way around before, and we appreciate everything you've done. But there are times when you have to really take a look at yourself and say, what am I contributing to this organization? And what am I taking away from this organization? And is it time to go ahead and saddle up and retire? I hope you're financially ready for that, because if you don't do it, they may do it for you, and nobody wants to see that happen. You don't want to go out on a low point. It's already low enough. I mean, Gibson did a better job than you did tonight or this afternoon, and it's just the writing is on the wall, Curtis McElhaney. The writing is on the wall. It's time for you to go. Now, today, it was an exciting start. If you can, have something silver lining around the cloud other than we won. Within 16 seconds into the game, Blake Coleman scores right off the face-off, right off the first play. Fantastic job by Blake. And he was on fire all day long. He has been assist on Sergachev's goal, and a lot of really good shots on goal, really good chances, getting in there, getting inside the paint, and doing what we were supposed to do is just try to get that puck in that net. It doesn't seem like a lot of other people other than Braden Point are doing the same thing. I mean, you got Sergachev, but you've got people missing the goal, literally missing open goals. We're going to talk about that one from the first game. Kind of the same thing here. We started off on fire. We really kicked butt in the first. It's almost like we were doing a payback against the Red Wings for the first game. They picked it back up in the second, and we did not. It's almost like we went to sleep, took a nap during the second, barely were able to crawl out on the third and finish out that game. But I'm telling you what, folks, at one point, thank goodness for our power play unit, we were 5-on-3 for 2 minutes. It was bad, but we kept our composure. We kept ourselves in line, and our power play unit, our penalty kill unit, excuse me, did a fantastic job tonight. Our power play unit did not. 0 for 2 or 3 was not good, was not fun. Nothing was very exciting about that, which means that in the Central Division, we have the Hurricanes currently on top at 75 points, and they can have that because who wants that President's Trophy? We do not. The Panthers at 73 points, and then we are in with 71 points. Now that puts all three of us into the playoffs. The Predators and the Stars are pretty much duking it out right now to see who's going to end up in the fourth slot. I'm kind of, who knows? I'm kind of rooting for the Stars because we seem to have their number real well, and we could take them out if we needed to. East Division now has the Penguins, Capitals, and the Islanders all in the playoffs, with the Bruins and Rangers looking like it's not going to happen. So the Bruins lost their second one in a row. I think they lost one today also. The Rangers, excuse me, and the Bruins, they're on fire. They've won 3. They keep going. It looks like they're trying harder. Now the Islanders, and I'm sure Ron will be on in a little bit. The Islanders are doing very well. They're in third place, just like us. Few less points than we have, but hey, our division seems to be the point-heavy division on top. Everyone else is kind of spread out. Like you get over to the West Division, folks. I called it before, did I not? The Golden Knights. Golden Knights in first place with 74 points, 4 points above the Avalanche right now. The Golden Knights have turned it on. I predicted this from the very first day of the season. I said it would be the Lightning and the Knights. I am sure of the Knights. I'm hoping for the Lightning, but that would be a really nice matchup with the Knights going against the Lightning and the Lightning winning in 6. So remember that, folks. The Lightning beating the Golden Knights in 6. It is now on video, and you know how that goes. All right, Stamkos and Kucherov. Thank you, Rich. Right now, I think what they're doing is something that they did last year with Braden Point. They kind of held him out for a little bit longer than would have been expected for those injuries, kind of keeping him quiet, keeping him down. Number one, when you go into playoffs, they'll never know when Stamkos and Kucherov are coming out or who's coming out first. Secondly, they don't like to project their injuries in a regular season game that doesn't mean anything. I mean, it does mean we need the points, but it's not an end-all, be-all for us. So my thoughts are they're kind of holding them back. They don't want to show their strengths or weaknesses during regulation, and then they're going to come out in the playoffs just on fire. So that's what I'm thinking right there. Let's hope that comes to fruition. I don't know. I just try to do the best I can here. Let's see here. All right. So that brings us down to the Blues, Coyotes, Sharks, Kings, and Ducks are fighting. It's actually the Blues and the Coyotes are the last two fighting. The Sharks are pretty much too far down, and the Kings and the Ducks are pretty much way out of it. Then you got the North Division, the Canadians who haven't played a hockey game in Canada. God knows because of the COVID, they just have just constantly shut them down. Won't let them play. The Maple Leafs are the only ones with 71 points that are a lock for the playoffs. The Oilers, Jets, and Canadians are all kind of fighting it out, 2, 3, and 4. And the Flames, they have 47 points. I mean, they're 8 points behind the Canadians, who are just above them. But you never know. There's a lot of games to be played. They have, from what I've been told, like 9 games behind, which makes it hard for them. So let's talk about my Buffalo Sabres, folks. Buffalo Sabres. 13-32 with 7 overtime losses. So it just basically 13-39 with only 33 points. Folks, 33 points is what the Lightning had in the first three, or for actually the first 2 months. 33 points. That is as bad as it gets. Folks, I was a little Buffalo Sabre back in the day on my little skates, Pee Wee League, until I realized that ice is hard. And when you fall down, it hurts. And said, well, we're done with that. So I immediately became not a little Buffalo Sabre, but I've always followed the Sabres. I love them to death. I love it when they play the Lightning. It's really stressful to try to figure out who I want to root for at the time. Definitely, of course, I root for the Lightning. Thank you very much. The Lightning are always on my mind. But it's always fun to see the Sabres come in, especially last year's or year before last 9-0 win, as we're all screaming from the stands, "We want 10! We want 10!" A lot of fun all the way around. We had a good time though. So here's what we got for the show tonight. We got Bob coming in at 7:30. He's going to give us a whole brief on the NFL draft all the way through the entire NFL, and it's kind of interesting. A friend of mine and I went down to the Buck Stadium to watch the NFL draft, and we got there at 7 p.m. when the doors opened, and got a chance to go out on the field. I put some pictures up. I was really pleased about that. And then we're sitting there, and we realized that because we're the last pick, Super Bowl champions from last year, and I'll prove that right here. It's 2020 World Champions. I got that at the stadium. It's kind of cool, and it was interesting because since we're the 32nd pick and it's being done in Vegas, which is 3 hours ahead, and they really are taking their time, each one gets 10 minutes because, hey, you got to have commercials too. You got to have all that stuff. And even if they've had the pick is in, they still have to wait the whole 10 minutes in case someone changes their mind or to stretch the whole thing out to sell more commercial time. And by the end of the evening, we actually left the stadium before the pick actually happened. We went down to Buffalo Wild Wings and had some wings, finished out the picks, but we had left the stadium, driven 20 minutes to get some wings, and we still made the picks at the end. A lot of fun out there, I will say. It was good to see my new season ticket seats. Kind of moved up in the world this year. Really happy to see that. But he's going to come in and he's going to tell us all about the draft, how it plays out, what it means for a lot of the teams, because he's been doing this for a long time. We know Bob's a major sports reporter for the Miami Dolphins and a lot of the sports teams across Florida. So he's got a lot of experience doing that, and it makes it a lot of fun for us. All right, so we've talked about hockey, and I'm going to talk back about this game. Folks, Tampa Bay did the following in their 1-0 shootout loss to the Red Wings. This will tell you about the game right here. We out-attempted Detroit, outshot them 62-31. Double, 62-31. And that's a big double at 31. We outchanced Detroit 37-18. 37-18. We created more high danger chances than Detroit, 19-6. 19 rushes on that goal, 19 high danger shots, 19-6. There was a goals percentage generated of 78%. We had a 78% chance of scoring a goal and did not. It's well, there were some close ones and there were some bad ones, but hey. So, by the way, this is all from I'm not sure. Rawcharge.com. Rawcharge.com. All you need to check out for the Lightning. They have everything that you would ever want to know. Future predictions, stats, player information, the whole thing. It's just a fantastic, easy to navigate, great website to go check out. So check out rawcharge.com. However, so when they finally got some things toward the goal, we had a couple issues. Well, we hit 4 posts, four shots. 4 shots hit the post. I don't know what the record is. I don't think they count the records in that, but 4 shots that hit the post is a lot of shots wasted. We hit the side of the net on clear goals. So instead of getting it in on a clear goal, we shanked it and brought it against the net uh, twice. Not once, but twice. And of course, we did get one goal, but thanks to goaltender interference by Ryan McDonough, sorry, goaltender interference caused that goal to be brought back. So it went to the 7 shootout and poof. Now we should have won that game 4-0. That's really what should have happened, and that's with the overturned goal. Uh, eh, Detroit has our number. It's one of several things. Either Detroit just has our number and we have no luck against them at all, or because they've got Iserman and he knows our plays, then he knows exactly what to go up against us because he was the Lightning head coach for many years. Went up to Detroit for the Red Wings to help build them like he built us. He did a fantastic job, and I think he's doing a fantastic job up in Detroit because I'm saying 3 years or so, they're going to be back in the glory they were several years ago when they were back-to-back Stanley Cup champions and had all those Stanley Cups that we don't have. We got 2, but that's close. So, or 3, they just psych us out. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if we're playing to the level, and we've talked about that before. The Lightning like to play to the level of the team they're playing. And I just cannot understand why they just cannot get it together and get this right. But hey, we do what we can. We watch them, we love them, we root for them, we celebrate with them, and we also cry with them. But just gonna say, and you can take it to the bank. It's tough, but McElhaney, I'm sorry. It's been fun. It's been real. You got to go. I don't know, but that's me. That's me, and that's all I can tell you about that. All right, we had the Utica Comets were playing our wonderful upstate New York Syracuse Crunch. Utica Comets came in April 25th, and we beat them. We beat them last Sunday after we chatted. We beat them 7-1. Really good game, good shot all the way around. Well, then on Wednesday, because they don't play as quick, but on Wednesday they came in and we lost 2-1. Utica Comets came back and said, no, not this time there, Crunch. We're going to go ahead and just take this back. And so they did. And now let's follow it up to yesterday at 7 p.m. versus the Rochester Americans. Now, if you guys don't know upstate New York, Rochester and Syracuse are very, very close to each other. So I'm sure this is a really big match. A lot of fans show up for this. And we lost 3-1. Boy, I'll tell you, that was just exciting. We lost. It was nice. Nice try, but nope. So it's been a tough for the Lightning organization all the way around, with our Crunch losing 2 out of 3 and us losing 1 out of 2 to the Red Wings. It's just kind of embarrassing at this point. That's all I can say about that. Now, your Solar Bears, I feel bad for your Solar Bears. Everything's been canceled. They just can't seem to get anything going on. But they do have coming up in May. They have a Monday, a Friday, and a Saturday game coming up. And they have a game today, actually. The South Carolina Stingrays take us on. And Monday also. So it's going to be a back-to-back for the Solar Bears. Good for them. And then Friday and Saturday back-to-back, they'll be versus the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. So that's what's going to happen for them. All their Canada stuff and North stuff, Illinois stuff got canceled again because of COVID in the North, because they don't know how to deal with COVID like we do here in the South. Oh, well. Now, since we're talking about bad news, because I love bad news, I'm even going to switch to a little bit of a darker tone here. Let's talk about the Rays, folks. I'm sorry to say, and I'm sure I will get some comments from Joe. By the way, Joe couldn't be here tonight. He's getting ready to go on vacation, had a little plans to do, and said, just take it. And I said, okay. But Ron will be on in a little bit. Hopefully. I haven't seen him yet. He's supposed to be here. And, of course, Bob will be next. And Right now, let's talk about how wonderful the Rays are doing. Monday, we lost to the Athletics. Now, that's 2-1. Not a lot going on. Tuesday, hey, you know what? Lucky we beat them once, 4-3, and we beat them again on Wednesday, 2-0, which is very nice. And then it changed again. Athletics beat us 3-2 on Thursday, the 29th. Friday the 30th, the Astros decided to come in and whoop us 9-2. 9-2. Folks, what are you doing? What kind of pitching allows 9 runs on an opening Astros team? Even though they're good, and they are good, trust me, 9 is just way too much. And then the next day, we decided to play them again. Let's see what we can do. And they beat us 3-1 because, well, folks, we suck. I'm sorry to say, and I'm sorry to say what's going to happen next. I'm going to tell you about the standings, and it makes me want to cry, makes me want to throw up, makes me want to scream and yell shake my fist at the world and say, folks, what are you doing? Tampa Bay Rays, are you trying? If anyone has seen, and we'll talk about this again. Oh, I remember this one again. If anyone has seen the Bad News Bears. No, wait. What's the one with Charlie Sheen? Folks, tell me the one with Charlie Sheen. Give me a comment on Facebook or give me a shout. Let me know which movie, and I know the answer now, was with Charlie Sheen was the team that tried every chance they had to dismantle their team, ruin them, get rid of everybody that's bad, get everybody that's good, put everybody that's bad in, and make a mockery out of this team. However, this team decided, unlike the Rays, to play well and end up going and winning the World Series, which was a fantastic thing because it stuck it back to corporate. You know, that the whole thing. Now corporate's mad because they didn't get what they wanted. It was funny. A great movie. And if you know it, be the first to pop in on the comments, and we'll talk about that. So today, the Rays, when I checked at the top of the 6th before the broadcast, it was 3-3. And then right before the broadcast, the Rays scored one more, and now it is 4-3. We won. So we're all over the place, folks. We can't win 2 in a row. We win one, we lose one. It's just bad. But that's what happens, I guess, all the way around. The Rays win 5-4 over the Astros today to avoid the sweep and avoid looking just horrible at this point. All right. So, more bad news. It just never stops. But let's make it sound a little bit better. Yeah. All right. First place, American League East, the Red Sox. Red Sox with 17 wins, 11 losses. Not that great. Still just 607. But hey, they're on top. Followed quickly by the Blue Jays, 520, 13-12. 13-12 is, again, not that great. But hey, then you got in third place. I'm so sorry. In third place is the Yankees. New York Yankees are 13-14. They are still have a losing record at 481, but they are in third place. And then comes the Orioles. The Orioles, wonderful. Can't say enough about them. The Tampa Bay Rays. The Tampa Bay Rays are in last place. 13 wins, 15 losses, a 464 average. The last 10, we are 3-7. We are just horrible at home. We're 6-10. We're actually on a winning streak. Away, we're 7-5. Woo, 7-5. Just horrible baseball. Yes, I'm still a Rays fan. Yes, I support them, but I can be mad. I can talk smack because, well, it's my show, and I am mad at them. So, Kevin Kiermaier, get over it. Play better. Austin Meadows, get over it. Play better. You guys get out there and do your jobs, please. Keep the team in St. Petersburg. I know there's so many different talks right now. The latest I heard, and again, we don't talk about rumors here, but I actually read this, is that they want to tear down the Tropicana field and put up an open air, which nobody wants, field, still for the Rays, but surrounded by all this housing and shopping and all these other cool things. Here's my thing. Why do we need to do that? First of all, we like our stadium. Our stadium is old, but it is nice. It is cool in the summer. It is warm in the winter. It does not rain. It does not lightning. It does not anything. We are inside having a good time. Now, yeah, once in a while the power goes out, but that's no one's fault. And any stadium's going to have the same issue if the power goes out. But no, our city seems to think that we need to get rid of that. And I'll tell you why, folks. I thought about it financially. The Rays rack in about, I don't know, a few million a year because their attendance is so low, because we are a transient population. And Tampa seems to be too good to come over to us, even though we have to travel to them for the Bucks and the Lightning. However, they've decided that they want to tear this thing down and ruin our experience and put up exactly what we don't want, which is an open air stadium with no parking, because everything around it will be housing and commercial. Yeah, the Rays rack in a few million. The housing and commercial is going to rack in billions. I get it. The money is there for St. Pete. But hey, you're taking away a tradition. You're taking away something that's an icon in the town of St. Petersburg. And the residents of Pinellas County, honestly, we feel let down by the city, by the mayor, by the owners, and honestly by the team right now. It's very depressing to be a Rays fan because we're taking such a hard hit, and we know it, and we know that it couldn't have been this way. We had a solid team last year. Second place, yeah, we didn't get the pennant. We got second place over every other team. And yes, second place is the first loser, but it's second place. And the team was growing, the team was gelling. So what did we do? We sold them all. And that's what makes it just exciting. Hey, look at this. I'm going to finish up right now with these guys because it is time for Bob Emanuel Jr. Bob Emanuel Jr., our wonderful, wonderful podcaster and awesome, awesome guy. Hey, Bob.
Thanks for the great intro there.
Yes.
You're really desperate for guests today. If you introduce me like that, you're desperate, dude. Come on.
Hey, we know you're a writer for the Lightning, or not the Lightning, but the Dolphins and several other sports teams around through Florida. And hey, we appreciate what you do. I've seen some of your writing. You've actually got a book out, and read the book cover to cover. Really good book, well written, from the heart. And I don't know if you want to say the name of it. You can certainly hawk it if you yeah, make a couple bucks here and there. Amazon.com. Look up Bob. You'll never find him. Hey, Bob, what happened to your internet? Oh, there it is. Yes.
My internet's fine.
Oh, that was
I
yours.
don't have Spectrum.
Well, this is true, but I have a new setup. A StreamYard, by the way, just so you know, folks, if you have a negative experience during one of these broadcasts, you can tell StreamYard, and within like 15 or 20 minutes, you get a response right back that says, here's what you need to think about. Here's what you need to do. They ran me through some things, and I think I've got a better connection now. Again, it may not be perfect. I don't want to knock on wood or whatever, but who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? We're just kind of keeping our fingers crossed on this one. So, Bob, how you been, man?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Not too bad. Loving life, getting doing things like getting everything done at the house, mama duties while she's out, folks. My mom, not mama, my wife is a neonatal ICU nurse. She takes care of babies, and it's really cool. She's a little angel. She don't have any wings, but she certainly is my angel, and she's working tonight, like she does on most weekend nights. We don't really get a chance to hang out as much as we'd like to. But hey,
if she puts up with you, she has to be an angel.
Well, this is very true. Very, very true. So, we've talked about the Lightning, and I've cussed them out. We've talked about the Rays, and I've cussed them out. However, it is time to talk about something that's really exciting this year. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, damn, they're looking good. They have a solid team. Everybody came back. Everybody's ready to play. I think they're unstoppable, Bob. I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, we were talking a week ago. So the only person that hadn't been back is Antonio Brown. They got him back into the fold. Then they had
Yep.
a really nice draft. They took Joe Tryon, first pick.
Yeah.
Defensive end linebacker from University of Washington. I think he's going to be a real good rotational player. I can see him winding up with 7-8 sacks as a rookie.
Yeah. Now, I thought Joe Tryon was going to go a lot earlier than he did. What was the scuttlebutt on that? Because I've heard he's really good.
Each team had a different ranking for pass rushers. This year it was different than most other years. You really couldn't visit college campuses. You couldn't have private workouts. So I think you saw more than ever before, teams had their boards stacked differently. This team might have thought this guy was the best pass rusher. The other team might have had somebody completely different. On NFL Network, they did a study. They talked to 10 teams, and five different guys got a first place vote on who the best pass rusher is in the draft. So it just tells you it was all over the place.
Jeez. Yeah, it sounds like it this year. Well, and they said a lot of players, they opted out this season because of COVID and still got picked up pretty well. I don't know if they're worried. Who knows? I'm not sure what was going on in their head, but I watched the draft from the Buck Stadium. By the way, wish you could have been there. It was a lot of fun. Got on the field, got to fall down where Brady fell down, that kind of thing. But had a real good time and free popcorn.
I saw the pictures.
Yeah, it was kind of nice of the Bucks to do that. It was all for club season, so it was a lot of fun. It wasn't too crowded. We got spaced out nice until we got in the field, and then 0 people with masks, basically hugging each other and playing grab ass. So it was COVID really approved of that one.
Yeah.
But they said they really want to stockpile edge rushers, and they got pretty good ones at outside linebacker. So they think that Cam Gill shows a lot of promise, but you can't have too many.
No, definitely not.
Well,
pass rushers. The Giants back in the day when they beat the Patriots were 18-0 going to the Super Bowl. I think it was 2007. Giants just had so many pass rushers. Everywhere Tom Brady looked, it was like another guy was closing in on him. Look what you guys did last year to Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Mahomes was missing his top 2 tackles, and you guys took advantage. You blitzed the ever-loving hell out of the guy. There was a stat that he ran for 500 negative yards just trying to escape the pass rush.
Oh, my God.
So,
yeah, that's incredible.
If his tackles were healthy, you guys are not hosting that trophy. And Tom Brady's not throwing that trophy across the river. I guarantee you that.
I think it would have been a lot tougher, but I think we still would have taken it. I don't know.
Come on, don't be a homer.
And we'll never know. But I will say that throwing the trophy over the river from boat to boat was something that was exciting. I found out later that the Tampa PD dive team actually was scrambling just when they heard that he might throw it, just in case that thing hit the drink. They were going to be in the water in scuba gear to pick that thing up really quickly. So kudos to Tampa. And dummy, don't throw a trophy from boat to boat. I know what they were trying to do. They're trying to make it better than when Killorn was riding a jet ski with the Stanley Cup and holding a beer. I mean, it's kind of hard to top that. And they tried to with the Heisman, and I don't think it went Lombardia. I don't think it went as well as they thought it would be.
A couple years ago, Gronkowski took the Super Bowl trophy and tried to do batting practice with it, put a dent into it. So, hey, these guys are known to be a little crazy with the Lombardi. I guess when you win so many of them, you don't treat it so special anymore.
I guess not. But, hey, even the Stanley
It's like, oh, shit, I got another one of these? Now what do I do?
Exactly.
I don't have any more room on my mantle. Oh, crap. I guess I'll buy a bigger house.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get another bigger house. And Brady, he bought down here in Clearwater, so he's the next town over. I'll never see him, of course, because he lives in the ritzy neighborhood, and I live in, a nice, very nice neighborhood, but one that Brady probably would be scared to come through at night.
Yeah.
Not that it's dangerous at all, but it's not Brady friendly. So, because it's not behind 7 gates and looking over the water and all that pretty stuff. But he's here. same town as Tom Cruise and all those people. And I wonder if Brady's going to become a Scientologist. I really hope not. That would be bad. He decides to give up his football because it's against his Scientology. Who knows? Something stupid like that will probably happen.
Well, he spent yesterday at the Kentucky Derby, so him and Aaron Rodgers were taking the Derby.
Oh yeah, of course. But I was talking about the Stanley Cup too. They're drinking beer out of it. I don't know how many times they had to clean it because I know at the Super Bowl or a couple games they had it in a suite and filled it with popcorn, and were eating out of the Stanley Cup with their popcorn. It's got to be fun. I've seen the Lombardi Trophy. I've got a picture of me standing next to it, me and Echo, but haven't seen the Stanley Cup. Dying to see the Stanley Cup. Even sent a letter to my season ticket rep that said, "Look, I can't go to games this year. You won't let me. I don't have enough seniority. All I want is just let me see the Stanley Cup." And you know what they said? I don't know.
He
I
didn't
haven't
even get a reply.
did not even get a reply. They're like, "Yeah, okay. No, you can't see anything, and maybe next season we'll give you one game, but you'll have to, I don't know. You have to sit in the top of the stands and face the other way behind a pole, and we'll give you that one. Maybe. I don't know.
Sometimes being behind a pole is not too bad.
This is very true. I've got a joke that we can't even use anymore. That involves the seeing, and you know what? You can't even tell these kind of jokes anymore.
Yeah,
somebody's gonna get offended. Somebody's gonna get upset.
You can tell me that one off air.
Yeah, definitely. You'll like this one. So we're talking about the round 2. Now we get Kyle Trask. Why do we need another quarterback from Florida? What's going on there?
Yeah, it's a thing where Brady's under contract for 2 more years. So maybe Trask develops. If so, you have your quarterback post Brady.
Yeah, I
mean, but you never know. Brady could decide, hey, I want to play in a third year, or maybe a 4th year. Who knows?
Well, that's what they are basically told him. You have zero expectations of starting a game. You are done. You're 6'5", 234, and you're a good size for a quarterback, but you're not going to play because Brady's going to play. That's just the way it is.
Kyle Trask is used to being the backup. In high school, he backed up current Miami quarterback De'Ara King. So he wasn't even a starter in high school. He became a starter at Florida.
Well, I mean, if it was me and they came to me and said, "Look, we're drafting you in the round 2 overall number 64. We're going to draft you to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the last year's Super Bowl champions, and most likely this year's Super Bowl champions. So you're going to get a ring, and you're going to get all the accolades, and you're going to sit on the bench and have a good time and eat Snickers bars and watch Brady and learn from him. And, by the way, we're going to pay you $1 gazillion." I'd be like,
yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, give me 0 seconds to think about that, please, because I'm coming right now. Yeah, it's phenomenal the money they're going to make for sitting on a bench, not starting. Here you go. You have a 2-year internship. And by the way, it's not an unpaid internship. It's a $1 gazillion internship.
Well, the way the Bucs have scheduled or done all these contracts over the last couple months, in 2 years, they're going to have salary cap hell. It's going to be complete purgatory.
I know.
So most likely you're going to see everybody leave. So for Trask, he sits here, he stays 2 years in the system, learns from Brady, learns from the coaches. He's got a really good offensive coordinator in Byron Leftwich, a good head coach in Bruce Arians, who's very quarterback friendly. So you sit there and go, hey, 2 years, we're going to dump everybody. I'm on a rookie contract, so they're not going to get another quarterback to come in and compete with me. Hey, I'm going to be starting. Good job for me.
Hey, that's true. I mean, he's got a lock if that happens, and he can stay healthy and do a good job and not have somebody else drafted above him. But hey, they're going to trade off their people. They're going to lower their cap just like everyone else has. The Lightning have the same problem. We overspent, got what we needed, won the Stanley Cup, had some issues. We've lost some good players, Shattenkirk, people like that, and it's affected us. But nothing like the Rays. The Rays said, hey, we came in second, so let's dump our entire team, minus Kevin Kiermaier and G-Man Choi, who's now injured and been out all season, and let's just bring a bunch of people in and have a losing season. And I talked about
that's been the Rays. That's been the Rays since day one. They've always develop, dump, bring young guys in. The Marlins are the same way. It's
Yeah.
at least the Marlins have a couple World Series titles to show for it, though. So
True. I mean, the Marlins had some good ones, but they did the same thing. They dumped their teams. I don't
yeah.
know if it's a Florida thing, but whatever it is, I'm as a fan, I really don't like it. And we talked earlier, just like and nobody actually commented. So I'll say the movie was Major League with Charlie Sheen, and
Pedro Serrano,
yeah,
greatest baseball movie ever made. Forget
phenomenal movie.
Give me Major League.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious, it's heartwarming, and that's where the Rays are. And I even said it last year. I said this is Major League. We're going to try to lose so we can be out of here, and they'll have a reason that no fans will gripe when they're taken away. And I'm worried it's coming true. It scares me. It scares me a lot.
Well, wasn't it 2 years ago they were talking about splitting home games between Tampa and Montreal?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think that finally died. Who knows? It'll probably resurface like anything else does. But we think it may have died, and who knows? Who knows? I had told him earlier that the latest rumor: tear down the Tropicana, put up a smaller open air baseball field, just like we have up in Clearwater, which they could use the Clearwater one, folks. Just use that one. Great stadium up here in Clearwater, 5 minutes from my house. Great parking, a lot of fields around. Perfect for a small time team like the Rays, because honestly, they are a small time team when it comes to their fan base. But they want to put up another similar stadium down in St. Petersburg and surround it with housing and commercial and all that kind of fun stuff. So there'll be a smaller stadium with zero parking, even harder to get to see our Tampa Bay Rays lose constantly. Mayor Kreisman,
but there's only 10,000 people that go to a game there anyway. So who cares?
But if you have a covered stadium and you enjoy that it's cool in the summer and warm in the winter and it doesn't rain and it doesn't lightning, and then you got this thing, you're taking away the one amenity that actually makes sense in St. Petersburg or anywhere in Florida, is to have a covered stadium. Because, folks, I don't know if you know this, it's hot. It's hot in Florida. And we know this for the Bucks. We've all sat out in the sun and thought we were going to die. Fortunately, as Bob knows, because he's been to a couple games with me, yet our seats are covered. No problem with the sun. And my new seats on the 40-yard line, by the way, I showed you the picture where I'm going to be sitting.
Very sweet. Very, very sweet.
Oh, yes. Plus, we're in front of a door that leads right to the club room. We're right in front of it, and people are in and out of that club all the time going to their seats. And every time they open the door, we get a blast of air conditioning. I sat there and went, ooh, I'm kind of chilly. So when it's 170,000 degrees outside and we're all sweating to death in that stadium, I'm going to be very happy when they open that door and I get a nice little breeze. Poof.
Great. I did not need the visual of you being nipply.
These are
terrible.
the best seats. I mean, I think they're better than any seat in the house. I truly think that I have the absolute best seats in that stadium, and I don't know how I lucked out after only 2 years as a ticket holder. It's amazing. I'm so happy. I love the Bucks. But then we got who's Robert Hainsey? It's offensive tackle from Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame. It's more of a developmental guy. I think they took a second tackle in the 5th round also. Mm-hmm. Just guys to fill out the line. You always have injuries on the offensive line. You always need guys to fill in. Even if it's 1-2 games here or there, somebody sprains an ankle, whatever. Yeah. You need more depth on the offensive line than anywhere else. As you saw last year, we talked about the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah. Your 2 tackles went down. Mahomes is running for his life. Yeah. Let's be honest. If Brady has to run for his life, he's screwed. Well, the only thing he runs to is, Giselle, when she's in lingerie, he starts running to see her. But I would too, for that matter.
Yeah, I would too. Giselle, we love you. You're so nice. And I love my wife so much. But
nice way to cover up.
Thank you very much. Then why did they? I guess Jalen Darden, wide receiver, comes in at 5 or 4. What's he going to do for us? We got all these other receivers.
I don't think he ever sees the field.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
he'll
so.
ever see. He's going to be the sixth receiver, not dressed on game day.
Oh,
But maybe
hey,
he
make
replaces
that
Antonio
money.
Brown next year.
Yeah, well, I mean, he also may be their punt and kick return guy. They say
Yeah,
he's
they got Scotty Miller and Tyler Johnson for that too. So
yeah. I mean, it's really tough all the way around.
yeah.
Hey, he's going to make another again. Going to make $1 gazillion less than the other picks, but he's going to make $1 gazillion to sit out there and have fun. What's the entry now for NFL?
I think it's over 400,000.
Jesus,
It might be over 500,000. I haven't checked lately, but it's up there.
hi.
It's a
I would
nice
like
little
that.
living.
Half
I'll
a
tell you
million
that.
dollars. And I'll tell you, I honestly I have never watched the NFL draft until I was at the stadium and at Buffalo Wild Wings at the end. It was interesting if you think about it psychologically. These guys are sitting on a couch making $0, barely living on maybe from their scholarship, maybe a couple things here and there. They make a little bit of money, and then when their name is called, they instantly make $500,000 a year. That's amazing. I mean, that's kind of. I mean, you could see them crying and stuff, and when you really think about it, that's a big change for a lot of these kids that either barely made it through high school, were working hard, having to do all this extra work on the field and off the field to get those scholarships because as we know, they just can't be good football players. They've got to be good citizens. They've got to have other things that the colleges are going to be looking for to get that talent in. So then they get to college and they're having to tough it out again. They're living decent with the scholarships, but they're not making the real money. And then all of a sudden, poof, you're making $500,000. So very,
I'll tell
very
you, one of my favorite assignments ever at the Miami Herald, when I used to cover a lot of high schools, there was a guy that played at Chaminade Madonna in Hollywood, John Beeson.
Oh,
Covered him for 2 years in high school. He wound up going to University of Miami, was a starting linebacker there, covered him his whole college career. And then he's up for the draft. The Herald says, oh, go to his draft party. Go cover him. So I know this kid's mom. I know his brother. I mean, I know everybody around him. For 6 years covering him, you get to know everybody.
yeah.
So sitting there with him for the draft party, watching him get drafted, he won the first round to Carolina, and just knowing personally all the hard work that he's done for 6 years that I've known the kid, and now seeing him get rewarded like that, it really was one of the coolest things I've had to do. It really,
That's
really was a good time.
Yeah, I mean that's how you get the good feels on this. A lot of people are saying bad things about football. I know it. I've heard it. You can't look at it like that. You can't take a few bad apples and then a few people here and there that don't have your same views and are unfortunately in a position where they can put them out. You got to look at the game overall. You got to look at what it does for the players, for the community. It's still a good thing. Unfortunately, viewership is just dropping because some of these guys do stupid things. They don't understand. You work for that company. That is your job. You're not a celebrity. You're not a this and that. You work for that team you're playing for, and if you're not going to act right, they're going to make your life hell.
Yeah, but
And,
viewership is dropping on everything across the board. It's not.
oh,
There's so many options
yeah.
now
Except
that you've
hockey.
never had before. It's
Hockey's up.
Nobody has the same numbers for anything.
That's true. All right. What about Chris Wilcox?
Man, really don't know much about him. End of the roster type of guy. Let's be honest.
We're in round 7 at that point. I'm sure he's a music producer with dreams of being an audio engineer when his football ends, which probably will be very, very
Yeah,
quick.
so preseason starts in end of July. He'll be working on that music career come September.
That's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking he's definitely going to be on a cut, just like Grant Stewart from Houston.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, it's like, what do we got left?
And I think that's when Bruce
money.
Arians they put names on a board and puts on a blindfold and they give him a dart and he spins around 3 times and throws and is like, oh, I guess we're taking Grant Stewart.
Yeah, exactly. So let me ask you, because you not only deal with the Bucks, but you know all this stuff all the way across the board. Who's the big winner and who's the big loser? Who made great moves? Who made stupid ones?
See, this is where it gets a little interesting. You know me pretty well.
Oh yeah.
All the national people are swearing up and down that the Dolphins had one of the best drafts. They got all these guys. Guess what? I think they had the crappiest draft of anybody. They had a chance. They were sitting at number 3. You could have got Jamar Chase from LSU, who opted out last year. To me, this guy's Hall of Fame potential. He's that damn good.
Wow.
And you trade down and you get the second receiver from Alabama.
Okay.
And all you have to show for it is a first-round pick from the 49ers in 2 years. Woo, congratulations. Big deal. I'm sitting there watching the draft. I'm cursing. I think I cursed more that day than I've cursed in years.
I'll bet.
Oh, I was pissed. I was ready. If the TV wasn't so expensive, I probably would have broke it.
Wow.
But, I mean, the Jaguars had a hell of a draft. But when you have the first pick, you have a generational quarterback like Trevor Lawrence, you take him. It's not hard. Then they follow up. They get his running mate from college, Travis Etienne, his running back. They got some really nice picks. I think their first 5 or 6 picks all have a chance to start.
That's
they
a
took
good
tackle
thing.
from Stanford, Walker Little, who hasn't played in 2 years. They took a defensive tackle from USC, Jay Tufeli. I mean, they did really, really well with their picks. I think, to me, the Jaguars are the big winner. And possibly the biggest winner is Chicago. They've been struggling to find a quarterback for their entire franchise history. They were able to move up from 20 to 11 and get Justin Fields, the Ohio State quarterback. To me, that was a great move for them.
All right. So you're saying the pick of the day was to the Bears?
Yeah, to me, I think
big losers are the Dolphins, huh?
Yeah. I
and
trashed the Dolphins.
Fans. We're both from the Miami area, and we love our Dolphins. I mean, I was a season ticket holder, and I just hate to see what they constantly throw away. I don't know if they're trying to do the same thing as the Rays right now.
Well, they say they want to support their young quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. Well, how do you support a young quarterback? You get him a weapon that can win one-on-one matchups. That would have been Jamar Chase. You get him a running back. They didn't draft one to the 7th round and got some fat guy from Cincinnati. The only thing he's going to do is the only thing he's collecting is cheeseburgers this year. He's not collecting touchdowns. Let's be honest. They have a hole at center. Never address it. But yet the national pundits are saying they did great. If they did great, I want to do as great as them. I went bankrupt, but I had a great day, though. Come on.
Exactly. So are you saying this new kid...
fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
Is that what you're trying to say about him?
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. It's just... the Dolphins... It seems like Florida, other than Jacksonville. Jacksonville, of course, did a real good job for the only Florida team that did. But all the way around, baseball, soccer, we're having trouble with our guys. They don't know what's going on. I guess opening day is soon. So I'll be talking about the Rowdies.
Yeah, the MLS has been playing a couple weeks. I think the Miami Inter Miami FC was on ESPN today. I didn't watch it, but it was on.
Was it ESPN the Ocho or just ESPN?
I think it was the regular ESPN, the mothership.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, it's moved up in the world.
I can tell you this much. The Florida Panthers are doing better than your Tampa Bay Lightning, so let's give credit there.
Yeah, we talked about that. I don't know if you caught the show before you came on. But yes, I was trashing our Lightning as bad as I've been trashing everybody else. Curtis McElhaney, I'll say it again. I've said it before. It's time to go, my friend. I need some exit music for him. Like, I got something for him. Hold on here. We got something we'll like in here. All right. Curtis McElhaney, it's time to go. You suck, and the Lightning don't want you. How's that?
That's worse than your Spectrum song from last week.
Well, because my anger at Curtis McElhaney is just as bad as my anger at the Tampa Bay Lightning right now, all the way around. All right, well, I'll drop that off. I'll be nice. Curtis McElhaney, it's been nice knowing you. It's like one of those friends that won't go home. When you have people over and they just keep staying and they just don't get the hint. You're like, oh, I want to go to bed now. Oh, and they're like, oh, yeah. So let me tell you about my trip to Cancun. No, I don't want to. So I think that's what McElhaney's doing. The Lightning is going.
Sounds like when you were here last time.
Oh, wow. I think that's harsh. But that's okay. That's what we do here. We're a little harsh on each other.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, it's I think Curtis McElhaney has now outstayed his welcome. My aunt used to say, "I smell dead fish." Dead fish means it's been too long in the house and it's time for the fish to go out. Just like the Curtis McElhaney fish, it's time to go. But hey, speaking of time to go, we are getting ready to close out here. Give me your favorite picks for the NFL this year. Who's going to win? Who's going to fall? Who's going to have problems? And who's going to do well?
The biggest wild card, Aaron Rodgers wants a trade. There's talk that he could go to Denver. Talk that he could go to Las Vegas. If you put Aaron Rodgers on the Raiders, watch out. Then they become co-favorites right there with the Chiefs. If that doesn't happen, however, I'm picking the Chiefs all the way.
Really?
Probably over your Bucks. They get revenge. They'll be able to block this time, and that'll be it for Mr. Brady.
What happens if the Bills take them out, which could actually happen this year? Come on, the Bills are a dark horse. They've been a dark horse for several years, but they're a dark horse with some talent this year.
Yeah, they're loaded at receiver. They just drafted a couple pass rushers, Gregory Rousseau from Miami, Boogie Basham from Wake Forest. That helps out tremendously. And they have some offensive weapons, let me tell you. Those receivers are stacked. So,
awesome.
Buffalo Bills could contend, but I think Kansas City's just got a little too much talent.
You think so? One more time back.
I was on the field with a couple years ago. The Pro Bowl was in Orlando. Standing on the field, maybe 2 yards away from the sideline. Tyreek Hill ran by me. I swear to God, you felt the air displaced and cold air as he ran by you.
Wow.
Fastest human being I personally have ever been around.
Nice.
You got that guy as a weapon. He can blow the top off any defense.
That's true.
So,
hey, did you see? Did you hear maybe a big bang when he went by? Did you break the sound barrier?
It was close. I'll tell you, it was close.
Nice. Well, it is my final minute. By the way, I'll say one last thing. I'm going to ask Bob right now, and hopefully he'll say yes. When it comes to NFL season all the way through it, Bob, I'd love to have you on. We'll just partner up here and talk about the NFL because you know so much more than I do. I'm just kind of the host, and you're the guy that knows the most.
Yeah, but the problem is you're on at 7 o'clock, right when the 4 o'clock games are wrapping up, the good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good time to come on and watch a game here, and you can tell me what's going on. We catch up on little things.
That's when I'll be watching the game, and then you'll be saying, Bob.
Oh, I will.
Like, what happened?
Bob, what's happening? But hey, I'm going to take my last few seconds to say this, folks. It's always a pleasure to have you with us tonight on the Tampa Bay BayLink Sports Network, coming to you from wonderful Safety Harbor. And it's always a pleasure, and it's always an honor to be able to talk to you guys. And Bob, thank you so much for coming on board tonight.
You're welcome.
We're going to say goodbye. Go Bolts, go Bucks, go Rays, go Tampa Bay.